What's up, everybody? Rob Gill at Epic, and today we're going to talk about how to change your mind to positive thinking in business and in life. In this video, I'm going to share with you the action steps that created massive acceleration for us at Epic that took us from here to here. The first thing that I had to do is I had to get honest with myself. I had to realize that in my world at this time, approximately 3 years ago, that everything that was going on had nothing to do with external forces and everything to do with the way I was thinking. So I had to get honest with myself. I had to get real, and then I had to get clear, but I couldn't do it myself. And that's when I began to reach out and look for models that were out there in the space that I was looking to be in, that had been there, done that, proven winners, and began the process of opening my mind up for radical transparency and radical honesty, which creates massive acceleration. The next action step I took was raise my standard. And what does that mean? How do you raise your standard? How could you raise your standard on your own? Tying into what I just mentioned, that you have to surround yourself with proven winners that have a scientific approach to success, that actually have a map that could take you from here to here. Because if you don't know what your destination is, if you have no clue and you're just playing a game, you really don't know what to do next. And you're just kind of out there and not really focused on a specific outcome. So as we began to raise our standard, once again, opening ourselves up to being coached, what began to happen is the meetings in our office went from 8 meetings a month to 150 meetings a month. And the massive acceleration took us by surprise because we were not expecting that to happen. As you begin to experience growth, which you're not prepared for, not only do you realize you raised your standard, good things are potentially starting to happen, but now you got to take a look at the daily operations. Now we had to look at, okay, how do we go from 8 to 150 new sales meetings a month while at the same time providing value, service, integrity, and proper follow-up to every single person that was coming through our success process. For example, that's when Ed Gartner and Pat Weeks took full control of our CRM system. And once those two brains became one brain, what began to happen was a level of organization and congruency that I had never seen before in my world. And now all of a sudden, because of what they put in place, we now have the ability to take our 150 new sales meetings a month to north of 300 or 400 as they start coming in. So let me recap so far. If you really think about it, the first thing you got to do is you got to get yourself a proper coach that has been there and done that. You have to get a coach. If you get the right coach, don't just hire somebody that's an average. You have to verify what they've done, double check and triple check. And once you get the coach, you got to open yourself up to him or her. And what I mean by that, if they lay out a map and an action plan, you want to follow that A through Z. And if you follow the action plan that the coach lays out, you'll begin to realize that you're in a space that you haven't been in before because you changed your thinking and you're asking yourself a different question. As you're being coached and you're following a success process, along the way there's going to be new challenges, right? So the key here is to define the challenges in solvable terms. For example, I trained my team once I began to make this new action step in our world. Don't just come to me with a challenge and say, hey, so-and-so isn't getting back on the phone. What I want you to do is come to me say, hey, so-and-so isn't getting back on the phone. Can you text, email, or send a video? That's how you define a problem in solvable terms, right? So in your space, as you're growing your business or whatever you're looking to do to take that next step, define the problem in solvable terms. And once you define the problem in solvable terms, your brain will take you from scarcity, lack, to abundance, wide open. This will allow you to step into your greatness, which you deserve. When you step into your greatness, that's when you begin to understand all the successes that are happening. And by the way, you have to celebrate the small successes. You have to celebrate every little success that comes its way, because as you begin to celebrate your successes, they start to stack on each other. And when they stack on each other, you're building momentum. You're building congruent focus. Simply said, more leads, more business, and your choice, more time will begin to come your way without friction. I'm doing a whole video series on videos just like this, so check these out over here.